Make the last one because I couldn't actually get myself through the snow, the 800 yards it takes me to get to the theatre. So. And this is what I was going to read last time because it was seasonal, in that we were having a lot of showers of snow, light, sleet and stuff. And so this is about cycling on the cycle paths around Lowestoft, and in between trying to stay on and trying to turn corners, you can quite enjoy looking at the tyre tracks ahead, where other foolhardy cyclists have been. So where the snow lay dinted. How many cyclists, who could say, had earlier ridden this snow-covered way? Tentative braking, balance to keep, hazardous bends and uncertain grip. Carving their tracks through virgin snow, as knife carves initials on trunk and bow. Snaking ahead like the map of a river, with tributaries joining apart, then together. Strings of black beads round the whitest of necks, within them see patterns of diamonds and checks. Aim for the prints that others have made, follow the tire marks, Wenceslaus page. One of my many vices is I can't lose my books at home. Some occasionally I get off to the charity shop, but I have a very large collection of books of different sorts. And I was looking along my bookshelves and I came across a book that was bought for me when I must have been about 10 or 11 or something like that. And I think it was called the Schoolboy's Pocket Book. And this inspired me to write this short story called Every Boy Should Know. It was possible to be scared and excited at the same time, Jack discovered. Scared because he was travelling by train on his own for the first time, and excited for the same reason. His heart had been thumping a bit when Mum and Dad waved goodbye from the platform as he sat in the corner of the empty compartment, a small suitcase balanced on his knees. But Aunt Kate would be waiting to meet him, and he had a whole fortnight's holiday to look forward to. The beach, the sea, a summer show. Lots to take his mind off starting at senior school in September. The train started moving. He pressed his face against the window till his parents were out of sight, and then he sat back. The seat cushion was dusty and prickly on the back of his legs. Opposite him was a framed picture of a smiling man in baggy trousers with a pipe, and similarly smiling, a well-dressed young woman in a hat. They were sitting close together on a wall, looking out over a crowded beach and a sea with yachts under the bluest of skies. Underneath it said, "Bournemouth, it's quicker by rail." Jack looked out of the window at the rows of backyards passing quickly by. Then there were just fields, so he took from his blazer pocket the Schoolboy's Pocket Book of Things to Know. He loved this book. Every fact in the world worth knowing was in there. There were sections on sport, countries, electricity, ships. The Queen Elizabeth, he read, was 1,031 feet long, compared with the Liberté, brackets French, at 937 feet. He flicked the pages over. He could remember that the highest aggregate innings for a test match was 903 for 7 declared. But could not remember who England had played. Was it Australia or India? His search was interrupted by the sliding back of the compartment door. 3 people filed in. A man with a large case who said hello as he heaved it onto the rack above his head before sitting on the far seat. A woman with a shopping bag and a coat over her arm, and a girl with a shoulder bag. The woman sat next to the man in the middle seat and started foraging in her bag, extracting a magazine. The girl sat opposite him. Jack didn't like girls. They were giggly and always talking, but never about interesting things like cricket and ocean liners. He looked again for the cricket page, but his eyes flickered up again. The girl was wearing sandals, but no socks. Her hands were resting in the lap of her summer dress. He noticed her brown hair on a blue slide near her ear, and then She smiled at him. He immediately looked back at the book, but the words danced on the page and seemed to him to make no sense. "Charlotte, would you like your book to read?" her mum was saying. Charlotte. The name fitted her well for some reason. He tried to concentrate on the book, but all he saw was Charlotte. He dared to look up again. Charlotte was reading. He saw her hand go up to carelessly brush her long hair from her face. He was scared he might be staring, so he looked down again. What was happening? He'd found a cricket page, but all he could see before his eyes was Charlotte. Charlotte, Charlotte, Charlotte. For the first time, he suspected there were things to know that would not be found between the covers of the schoolboy's pocketbook.